So welcome everyone. We are just waiting for another 4 minutes. Thank you for attending in the meeting. This is not just about women, it's about everyone. And we have lovely people joining us in a panel discussion to discuss about some tips or opportunities around STEM career. But we are targeting women in STEM as a leaders, but of course we need an inclusive idea and opinion from men and women to work together to unpack the future of the future role of the women's as a leader in all of the different discipline. And yeah, so we are going to hear from the career journey and success of the guest speakers who are going to join us. I don't know if any of the Hello, Dana. I see you're joining. Thank you.
Hi, Bita. How are you?
Hello. Very good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Dana, can I request if you can add, rename your name and add the guest speaker, because the Zoom is actually set as a meeting, not webinar. So we just add the title so to differentiate between the participants and the guest speakers, please.
Yeah, I will try.
Yeah. And Aisha, if you can also, oh, good. Add the co-host. Beautiful. Now, I know from the 3 dots in the right top corner of the our picture, we can access to the rename and then. All right.
You write it as the guest speaker, right?
Yeah, it would be good if you add. Hello, Emily. Thanks for joining. I cannot see all the participants. Very good. Thank you for joining us from Perth. Is that correct?
That's right. Yes, Perth.
Okay.
So a couple of hours behind.
I see. We just give maybe a few seconds for everyone to join, but we are going to start in less than 1 minute. All I want to ask, if as part of this housekeeping, if the participants keep the audio and video muted, and then we are going to request you at the end to turn on your video for the screenshot. So be ready for that time with the smile on your faces. But right now, please relax and sit there, and we are going to have a hopefully very informative and interactive session for you. So with the guest speakers, I appreciate Donna, can you please add your name and the guest speaker? I didn't mean to remove your name. I want to see everyone see your name. So yeah, if you can keep your name and even surname and get at the guest speaker. Emily, that's the same thing. Keep your, for all of the guest speakers, if you're in the room, good evening, and please add you are the guest speaker just to differentiate between you and the um, participants. Okay, I guess I would like to start now. Aisha, you are ready?
Yeah.
All right. So good evening, everyone, and welcome to the STEM Infographic 2023. So we are going to unpack what is this STEM infographic, but before I would like to just invite you to pay attention to this housekeeping slide. This is the Women in a STEM panel discussion, but of course we invite all of you, including men and women, to have this inclusive conversation about what would be the future of our career in, especially in a STEM area, and we maybe some of the direction for those who are not in STEM but they are passionate about STEM, how they could join and how they could act as a leader. Especially we are focusing on a leadership for women and their role in with the sustainable impact. So with this, I would like to invite you with of course, I introduce what would be the following 1 hour conversation about. So we would like to unpack the Women in STEM for Sustainable Impact. And that is the first workshop as part of the STEM infographic, which I will explain shortly. And this is we are excited that this is the event during the National Science Week. So you're welcome to join fantastic events across the metropolitan of Melbourne. And of course, we would like to start with the acknowledgement of country. So Aisha, I would like to introduce, if you could please introduce yourself and go through this acknowledgement, please.
Hi, everyone. I'm Aisha. I'm presenting the Women in STEM Club at Swinburne. And we would respectfully acknowledge the Wurundjeri people of Kulin Nation, who are traditional owners of the land on which Swinburne's Australian campus are located, and pay our respect to the elders past, present, and emerging. We also respectfully acknowledge Swinburne's Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander staff, students, alumni, partners, and visitors. We also acknowledge and respect the traditional owners of lands across Australia, their elders, ancestors, cultures, and heritage, and recognize the continuing sovereignties of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander nations. Thank you.
Thank you, Aisha. Thanks for your presentation and joining us as a co-host representing the Women in STEM clubs. That's the message for everyone in the room if they want to join your club. All right. So I guess I would like to come up with the agenda for today. So after this a short presentation by me, so you're going to I have a presentation from Dana. So she's going to share the story of her success. So she will introduce herself shortly. And then we are going to move on to the second session of this evening panel discussion with our lovely people who are coming from different organizations, from different backgrounds to talk about the roles of women with the sustainable impact. And of course, we are going to make it some generic questions around what would be the career for those with the discipline knowledge related to the STEM or those who are passionate about the STEM acting as a leader. So I guess that will bring us, if you have any question, please share with us in a chat and Aisha is going to moderate that, but I'm going to read from my question and then we are going to have a screenshot of everyone with a video on at the end. So what is our vision? So with the STEM infographic, it's one of the 3 annual competitions that we are leading. So we are a group of passionate educators that we would like to provide an opportunity for our students to practice and make risk and improve your skills to make our planet a better place to live. So this special event with the STEM infographic is with the sustainable impact. So we would like to encourage anyone, any students at Swinburne from here, Australia and Malaysia, to utilize your discipline knowledge to reflect open on a challenge and then pitch a visualized graphic solution with a circular economy impact. So in fact, we want you to come up with an infographic to unpack a challenge which brings some sustainable impact. So that is specific for this competition. What we are going to offer here, this is the first workshop. Still, we have 2 other workshops that are going, we invite you to participate. The second workshop is about training you with the Adobe application, which is an entry level where you can create an infographic. And of course, the third workshop is coming with we're talking about data visualization, how we are going to collect data, how we are going to convert it to visualize it to show the impact. And of course, for you, if you are interested to be part of this competition to achieve the winner title of a STEM Infographic 2023 with the story published at Swinburne newsletter, you could communicate with me and just provide me the idea that you would like to share for this. And the entry is going to be 4-minute video on your visualized solution to unpack a challenge by Monday, week 13. So you get rid of all of the exams and all of the tasks that you have for semester and come and join us in this competition. And we are going to have a live showcase of the selected video with the judges to provide you feedback. So we are hoping that make you connected to the industry partners. And of course, that is coming with the announcement of the winner. So for 4 minutes, you are going to receive up to 400 cash prize too. All right, so that brings us to the story of success, which is going to be presented by our amazing Dana. Thank you, Dana.
Thank you, Bita. Thanks everyone for joining. Hi, I'm Dr. Dana Rezazadegan, and next please. And I'm a lecturer and major discipline coordinator of AI at Swinburne University of Technology. I did my PhD in robotic vision, developing AI models for enabling assistive robots to collaborate with human peer in the assembly tasks. After throwing my PhD hat in the air, I joined AIHI, or Australian Institute for Health Innovation at Macquarie University as a research fellow, and I expanded my knowledge and experience in using AI for language models, NLP, and speech summarization, as well as the vision domain, specifically for healthcare domain. And then I got the lecturer position from Swinburne, and here I am. So my daily life here at Swinburne involving these responsibilities. I teach AI and data science subjects, including machine learning, deep learning, and also data science with Python, data visualization, and these kind of subjects. I also conduct research on AI in diverse domains, including robotics and healthcare, and also finance, energy domain, and manufacturing. I collaborate with external industry partners and researchers around the world. My research interests, if I want to summarize it in a list, I can say that the main ones are like this: the intelligent human-robot collaboration. I'm still interested in this domain that I started in my PhD research, and I continued after that. I'm also interested in assistive robots for helping the patients and also disabled people for actually facilitating their daily life, and AI assistant for daily life as well, which involves working with language models and NLP stuff to be able to provide assistance for a daily life of human from morning to the night. And the last section that the last sector that I'm really interested is responsible AI that I actually recently started, and I'm quite excited about it. Next, please. Thank you. I have another title also as Superstar of STEM, but what is this? Let me introduce this program first, and then I will talk about responsibilities of a Superstar of STEM later on. The Superstar of STEM program advances gender equity in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Superstars receive advanced communication training workshops to actually build the strong media and public profile for themselves and be a role model for the next generations. Basically, it actually supercharges their careers. So this program is open to women and non-binary people in STEM. And it runs for 2 calendar years with 60 participants in each group of superstars. So it means that it happens every 2 years. And basically through the selection, they identified a comprehensive competitive selection process and as well as receiving the training through the media workshops and effective communication workshops. All the participants or superstars are also paired with a high-profile mentor supported to use their new skills to raise their public profile. And also they need to do some responsibilities in return of all of these facilities that they are using, of course, right? So in other words, the program, the Superstar of STEM, empower participants to share their story and their work with general audiences by equipping them with the advanced communication skills and an understanding of traditional media, social media, and the way of storytelling. But what Superstars of STEM need to do in return? They need to directly encourage young people to study and stay in STEM in their schools and workplaces, and by providing prominent, diverse public role models to inspire them into STEM. And actually, we do this through sharing our research activities and our perspectives on the new advancements in our domains, in our fields, as well as our story, our success story as a women in STEM. And also we provide all the experiences, including the challenges that we face to actually arrive here. Through the program, we try to smash imposter syndrome and build confidence for talking to the media about our research advancement freely, and try to raise the visibility of women in STEM in media as well, to like gradually change the society belief for the male-dominated fields like STEM, including AI, of course. So please, next slide. Thank you. So now I'm going to talk about a summary of the achievements that I actually had through the program. I was selected in 2021, so I was kind of graduated last year from the program, but the title is like the long life, and you will be still Superstar of STEM after finishing the training workshops as well. What I did and what I achieved from this program was building a highly visible profile by my leadership and research activities in AI and robotics, And also I try to raise community awareness on my successful STEM story along with other women in STEM and try to uplift them as well. I also encouraged female students to pursue STEM as their field of study by inspirational talks about AI and robotics for the primary schools, high schools, and also colleges. I learned to be like a good role model for other women like me, that they are really passionate about science and about technology, but they are perhaps not strong enough to push the boundaries. So through the program, perhaps the highlights that I had was this article that I published, and you can see on the right-hand side. So I got invited to write this article with the title of Is Your Phone Really Listening to You or Not? And I was trying to answer the people's phone listening concerns. That was a very hot topic in that time and still is. So this article has actually significant impact on increasing the visibility of women in STEM in Australia and also around the world. And it was announced as the top article by the Conversation media team with more than 300,000 reads only in the first week. And it's still like second top article of Swinburne in the Conversation journal since 2020. It got around 700,000 reads by now, and 34% of the reads are from US, 12% from Australia, and the rest from other countries. So it shows that the impact was kind of universal. And it got republished by 28 international media outlets. After publishing that, I got around like 12 interview requests that I accepted, like around 10 of them. And they wanted to, talk to me about the insights that I shared through this article in their radio programs. And for all of these, I needed that effective communication that I learned from the program Superstar of STEM. So the workshops really helped me to be able to equip myself with those skills. And then when the time comes, I could actually complete it successfully. I also got invited to write an expert opinion for the Conversation journal that you can see in the left-hand side. And the topic was about will AI ever reach human-level intelligence or not? And I shared my opinion alongside with other 3 experts around the world about my idea on this question. And it got also attention from 8 media outlets. And I got invited for 10 radio interviews after that as well, that I shared the story of that and my perspective based on the new like advancement in this domain and also the prospective future of that. Next, please.
Dana, can you please finish in 1 minute? Thank you.
Yeah. So I'm going to wrap up there. These are kind of like summary of the other activities, such as representing Swinburne as STEM leader at Science Meet Parliament, which is another program of Superstar of STEM that I'm going to talk about in the next slide. I'm not going to do the rest because we don't have time. So next, please. Sorry, next slide. Yeah. So these are the list of programs that Science and Technology Australia has currently. And you can see that I highlighted the first one because I think that's the most suitable one for students like you. The Super STEM Communicator, it's kind of developed as part of the Superstar of STEM program. And they actually provide you with workshops to extend your bespoke training to all STEM professionals across Australia. And these workshops will equip you with the skill of effective communication. They have also a STEM Ambassador program, which is kind of the child of the Science and Technology Science Meet Pearl Month event. And it means that they select some professionals in STEM to be ambassadors for this program, and they will be advocating their fields, the field of STEM, and talk to the politicians in Parliament. So that's also another effective program that they have. But before all of this, you need to be a member of STA. So I encourage you to go through the website and just register as a member, and then all these opportunities will come to you. I don't want to, take your time more than this, because I think I'm running out of time. Thank you so much. And if you have any questions, I'm here to answer.
Thank you, Dana, for this. It was lovely to hear from all your, your journey, which takes you to this position, and you're acting as an academic and leaders and science communicator. Very great to share the opportunity for students to join Science Technology Australia and improve their technical skills and communication skills. Thank you so much, Dana. All right. So now with this, I think I would like to stop sharing, because that helps me to know who is in the room, and I can see, yes, Amelia, Emily, and Orwongi, you're here. So thank you, Charlotte, you're here. So, okay, I just want to see if I can share one more time, and I can see if I can bring the panel discussion. Stay with me for a second, because I want to bring back to I should do this differently next time, but yes. So I just want to introduce, this is our panel discussion. So we are going to have Rabwangi, Emily, Charlotte, and Emily and Amelia to unpack the role of the women, and in general we are going to have an inclusive discussion about some of the career pathways, some of the opportunity for you as a passionate students in STEM. All right, so I'm going to stop sharing again, and I would like to invite our guest speaker to introduce themselves very shortly. So for me to start the first question, Emily, would you like to introduce yourself, and please keep it in 30 seconds.
30 seconds, sure. Thank you. Thanks for having me, everyone. So very quickly, I work at IAG Insurance Company, which is Insurance Australia Group. It's the largest insurer in Australia and New Zealand. And I'm currently in the platform services team as a manager, meaning we maintain and ensure all of the tech systems that underpin the insurance company. So when you need to make a claim, when you need to raise a policy, all of those systems and software are actually maintained and kept up to date. So it's a very complex technical landscape. I'd call myself a non-technical technology person, but I'm a manager in that space. And I'm not sure if Bita mentioned this on the introductions before, but I am also an entrepreneur. I've got a startup that I'm building, which is a piece of software for mobile coffee vans and food truck owners, which allows them to manage all their bookings and their operations all in one central location, which saves them time and money, and improves the sustainability of the mobile vending community as well.
Thank you, Emily. I'm sure that there will be some question, especially for you as an entrepreneur and owning that, company, to answer the question. So now I would like to invite Charlotte to introduce yourself in a very short, brief description.
Yeah, no worries. My name's Charlotte. I'm a lecturer here at Swinburne. I have a PhD in AI, and I do education research. And I teach a lot of you guys.
Thank you, Charlotte. And Rabwangi.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Bita, for inviting me. I'm Ruwangi, and then I have a PhD in AI. So I've been an academic for quite a long time of my career journey, but now have become an entrepreneur. I have a very focus on intersectional lens for gender diversity, particularly in Australia. So I am a founder for a non-profit called STEM Sisters, but also I'm again a co-founder in a journey called iSTEM Co, where we try to bring really women employment and then any other sort of financial opportunities for women in STEM background, and then to work towards that. So we'll discuss more, but that's a short intro. Yeah.
Thank you so much, to keep it short. And now we have our lovely Amelia.
Hey everyone, nice to meet you all. My background's in science communication and kind of the education space, particularly in schools, but I'm now working at the Monash Climate Change Communication Research Hub, which is in itself a bit of a mouthful, but I'm primarily working with media to communicate climate change in a really accessible way.
Beautiful. All right, I would like to invite all the guest speakers to add a point into your name as a guest speaker, so we can differentiate you between from the participants, our lovely participants. Now I would like to go with the first question. I do not see Emily in in our lovely Emily Cook. If you're in the Zoom, just turn on your video so I can see you. Otherwise, we go and continue and start the questions. So for the first question, I would like to, and thank you so much, Dana. So I would like to ask this question: what drives your passion for your career in STEM and keeps you motivated in your work? So I guess I would like to invite Charlotte to answer that question.
I've always been fascinated by computers and how do they work, and I got into teaching just as a way to make cash while I was studying, and then I realized it's awesome and really fulfilling seeing how people learn and watching people understand things and figuring out what the best way to explain something is such an interesting challenge, and it's really rewarding to help people, and they can't get rid of me now.
Thank you. So that reminded me of the self-awareness of your passion about computer science, bring you to this position.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Rawongi, would you be able to go next?
Yes, sure. So because I have a little bit of a diverse kind of career path, I think when I look back now, because I always we can only connect dots looking backwards. So now when I see the kind of different turns that I've taken, I believe I'm a problem solver. That's kind of the way of the passion. I see very similar to, through the problem solving, particularly for humans, and like, how we can support very close to Katrina as well. So I think that's what brought me into IT as well. So I think I could see the inclusion side of things, and then how technology is an enabler. I'm from a developing country, third world country, and I saw technology as a way of developing and then really opening opportunities for everyone. So I think that's where my interest for IT came along. But at the same time, when I take my journey in entrepreneurship here in Australia, I think there was again a big problem that we had to encounter for gender diversity, and also on an intersectional lens on all of these things, is to really solve a problem which exists and take initiative towards that. Yeah.
Thank you so much. That is the interesting in response to you introducing yourself as a problem solver and what skills and technology and knowledge that you needed to take you to this position right now. Thank you so much. So Emily, do you want to share your experience with your career journey coming to this position as an entrepreneur?
Sure, yes. So quite unlike the others, I didn't have much of an interest in STEM when I first got started. I actually wanted to be an actress. I wanted to go into the arts. But I ended up joining a consultancy firm when I first came into the corporate world, and I was positioned within the IT department of NBN, the National Broadband Network. And so I really saw firsthand the impact that technology has through that role. And then that sort of developed over the course of my career. And when I did decide I wanted to create a startup in the mobile coffee space, it was really interesting for me because running a mobile coffee van, which I currently do in my free time, it's a very hands-on physical thing. And so linking that to technology is not something you might immediately think, but the opportunities to solve problems and challenges in the mobile coffee space through the use of technology, I think I was able to connect the dots quite well because of my current career in tech. So being able to identify where a software solution could be the answer to a lot of the problems that are existing in the mobile coffee industry. So I think for me, the passion and the vision that I see for my startup has really been a stepping stone that I've got to through having a career in the tech, in different tech careers in IAG and in NBN. And I think that just the opportunities for startups through tech is so palpable. I would say that 95% of the startups that I encounter are building some sort of software rather than a physical product. And so that's a really interesting sign as well, I think, for our current environment.
Nice. I really like this kind of two different, coming from the STEM knowledge and passion, and coming from someone who is wanted to be actress and coming to this vision and helping the society with that sustainable solution. That's amazing. And Amelia, I would like you to give us your response to this question, considering I know you from when you started as a student and now you're working in the club.
I know it's been a long time. I think my passion for the kind of climate change space actually comes from like total fear of what's happening in the world around us. I think like the more I immerse myself in it, the kind of more frightened I got. And it's interesting talking to a lot of like climate scientists and people working in this space, and there's very similar sentiment, I think, this kind of like eco-anxiety and emotional distress. But it's also kind of addictive in the sense that when you become like part of that community and everyone is kind of feeling this like really emotional, visceral response, there's quite a lot of drive to get things done. And I think that's something that continues to kind of attract me to this space of work. As well as just a general interest in kind of STEM and all of the incredible creatures that kind of crawl around us that we don't even notice on a daily basis.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing your point. All right. So I guess that brings us to the second question, which I would like to ask you. And, for some question, if we cover with one or two, that could help us to move on. So could you please share what you most enjoy about your career? It could be related directly to the STEM or indirectly related to the STEM, and how it aligns with your personal interest and aspiration. So I think, or it could be something about the challenges that actually, or the gaps in the field that it's actually encourage you and it's bring you to the position that you're working now. Ravongi, do you want to
Sure, yeah.
start?
Sure. That's one big problem that I have too many passions to begin with, but I try to kind of embed everything. I think that's one of the ways that I have seen, so I had a passion for technology, and then, that brought me to STEM. And then I saw a broader issue around STEM, which is a global issue as well, gender diversity, particularly now as we kind of going ahead with AI, I believe there is so much attention that we are really going into a bad phase if we don't be responsible with our AI, particularly looking at the biases. And then if we continue these biases, we would not necessarily know. So definitely technology is an enabler. This is not technology's fault. I am for technology and making lives easier, better. That's what the envision is always about. But we have to be really responsible in terms of how we kind of go this pathway and really attend. That's where, again, is it just only gender? Is it there are many other factors? It's about, race, ethnicity, sexual orientation, ability, disability, neurodivergence, all of this, and plus more we have to really think about in order to really bring those balance. I think so in that sense, I have a lot of human empathy, of course, for the nature too. So that's what I said. I have another sort of a pet project where we talk about particularly for women of fashion, and then how can really because fashion is such a bad influence. There is no good influence in fashion with the nature, and then how we can avoid it and reduce it. So there is another initiatives that I'm working on. So in all of this, I think, as I said earlier, my passion is about solving a problem using all the skills that I bring in. So if I give another quick example, through STEM Sisters, we have a digital magazine called Magnify. So all the team members, we are none from designing or none from media background, but we have been an award-winning magazine for the last 2 years. So that was just simply because of using Canva as a tool, which is a digital enabler, and then really using that to bring spotlight for women of color in STEM. So likewise, I can talk many points, but I think as the core is in everything that I try to put my hands on or try to explore is about solving a problem, really making the world a better place, even a slightest increment. Yes.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for this beautiful response. So I guess I want this to be a free time for any of the guest speaker who would like to add to the point started with Robungi. Emily?
Yep, I can jump in. Yeah,
Yes.
so I think for me, that question that you asked around how does it align with our personal interests, I'm always big into my team sports, and the thing that I love about software and tech is that it really is a team sport. That it's very rare that you'll find a piece of software and application or any tech, like very complex tech solution that's been built by just one person. It really does take a village, and it takes a lot of people with diverse thought, diversity in backgrounds, gender, and personality traits and skills and qualifications to be able to come up with these incredibly sophisticated solutions for some of our biggest problems in the world. And I just find that incredible. Sometimes at work, the solutions that are being created with a developer sitting next to an analyst, sitting next to a tester, and then rounding that out with someone from sales and marketing who are eventually going to be bringing that to the end customer. Like, it really takes a whole team to bring it to life. So I think that's something I really enjoy about tech.
Interesting. Very good. So, all right. So from Charlotte and Amelia, do you want to add anything to the question, or you think that it's already covered?
I think my 2 key points have probably been covered. Yeah.
Beautiful. How about you, Charlotte? All good?
Yeah, I think those are really great answers.
Okay, good. Because I want to use the use of our time to unpack some of these questions that I have. And Aisha, do we have any questions from the chat, or I continue from my list?
Yeah, I do have one question.
Please go ahead.
Should I read it out?
Yes, please.
In the context to the gender gap in technology and leadership roles, have you ever been subject to any biases or witnessed them being a minority? Or do you think times are changing and being a woman in tech, you have felt more supported and challenged? rather than being challenged?
Great question.
I think academia is really interesting for this one. There's a great deal of research on how female academics in male-dominated areas are treated so differently by their colleagues and by students. When I was studying, I had a lecturer who refused to learn my name and called me the girl for the whole semester. I had another lecturer hit on me several times, made it very uncomfortable. And when I compare the feedback that I get sort of every semester to my male colleagues, they say they never receive such intense comments like I do. Theirs are much more about the content and what they do. So I think it's definitely still a problem. I get comments that are like, you know, I didn't like her voice. Awesome, really helpful. I've had, you know, students that have certain personal issues that want me to sort of take care of them, and they have other male lecturers that they don't do the same thing to. So it's a really interesting difference in the way that you're treated and the expectations of sort of having that pastoral care and that kind of responsibility that they don't seem to naturally expect from a male lecturer it's really interesting. And I like helping people, but you're definitely treated differently. And all of our executives in my department are men. There's
And
not
how
a
do you,
single female in a leadership position.
and Charlotte, how do you manage to avoid, you know, I guess we all want to focus on what could we do with all of these challenges and focus on our work and play our role. You know, I'm here to do the
Absolutely.
job and have an impact and value as a team member to the group. How do you manage this emotionally and, you know, professionally?
Therapy is good. But I think setting really clear boundaries about what your role is and having a really good support team in terms of colleagues that you can vent to who will say, no, you're not crazy, is really important. And I don't think I'd still be working in this kind of a job if I didn't have that.
Good advice. Maybe a good mentors for this
Absolutely.
kind
Good
of
mentors.
harsh times. Yeah, good
Yep.
mentors. All right. So do we have any more to add to what Charlotte mentioned, or that is already covered? Because still I have questions that I really would like to ask.
I'll just jump on it because it's kind of the area that I'm really tackling. So just, I would say a few things about bias. First of all, of course, I can see improvement, particularly in areas that I work for women of color. I can see significant improvement, but there is so long way to go. But one thing that I would say is it's important to take all of intersections and everyone counted, because there is no time for us to spend in this discussion, you know, fisting women or whatever it is, and then move on to the other. So basically, it's a very, very easy narrative. Look at your community. Do you represent that in any place of your work or decisions are being made or anywhere? If you are representing your community, that is the perfect balance to have, right? So we just need to, we know our community, we have statistics around our community, we need to make sure our community are represented in wherever decisions are made and all of that. But apart from that, there is what Charlotte's advice was perfect. You know, in this journey, you need to find support. There are wonderful allies, wonderful communities and all of that. But particularly on gender diversity aspect, this is universal statistics. There are nearly 90% bias from men, but also 86% bias comes from women. So we have to go beyond our mindset that women can achieve, you know, across, like anyone can, like, you know, simply look at a person as a person rather than their gender or ethnicity or any sort of other biased elements. Always consciously, we all carry bias. So consciously question you whenever you make those kind of judgments. And for the victims, if you are facing these bias, one thing that I would say is we have to, like, even though these are challenges, we have to move away from the victim mentality if you want to really progress, and have that as a confidence piece. And though, end of the day, how you only the person who determine your success, your happiness. No one else can do that, unless that someone physically hit you or do anything. But those words of disencouragement or anything is simply words, as long as you don't take it in and make it, your own. It's your duty to do that. So it's important that we move away from victim mentality as we kind of collectively try to improve the society to be inclusive of everyone.
Nice advice. I know, Ravungi, you're working hard, and with the STEM sisters, you have a lot of workshops, training, and to help the community's knowledge to act on this. So, and stay and connect us together to stay strong and positive, because we are strong and we can do too many things together. All right. So I guess with this fantastic question from the participants, which I really appreciate, I would like to come to this question. Looking ahead to the year 2050, okay, let's imagine a future. What do you predict as the ideal future for leaders in general? I'm talking about women and men in STEM, or those who have a passion in STEM. So how can we work collectively to achieve a more inclusive and equitable STEM community? So I don't know if Amelia would like to join.
Sure. I mean, I think ultimately a future would look to kind of remove all of these innate biases that, we all hold biases, some obviously more than others. And if we could remove all of those, I think we would have a much more productive future. But in order to get there, I think it's going to be quite difficult. And I think one of the key things that we have to do, and I have to remind myself on a regular basis, is that when you are kind of challenged by someone's biases that happen in the workplace, it happens in uni, it happens all the time, that we actually talk about it and have those discussions, because when those discussions don't happen, we're just letting these things kind of slip under the radar. And I think that by talking about them, we're creating a much more kind of positive culture around the biases that we hold, and we can kind of help to combat those as well in the workplace.
Good points. Thank you, Amelia. Emily, do you want to join to the conversation?
Sure. Yeah, I think an ideal future, it's kind of a tough question, but we're going to need to be really cognizant of both the positive and negative impacts of STEM. I think there's so many great facets to the fact that tech makes everything much more accessible to us. Rwangi, you mentioned Canva is a tool that we can use with very little marketing experience to create amazing presentations and documentation, and there's a lot of tech and software that allows us to do things very quickly that we couldn't do before without the skills and capabilities. Like, for example, I've built a minimum viable product with no coding skills. I've used a low no code platform. So I think that is fantastic. It, like, the ideal future is us leveraging these tools for the better, but also being very cognizant of the negative impacts that tech can have. And I think, Amelia, I am very scared in some ways about what the future of tech could be if we don't maintain it and keep it under control and deal with all the security related issues that could be arising. So I think an ideal future is us as individuals being very conscious of the future of tech, and our leaders and our politicians being very conscious of where we invest our time and our resources to ensure we don't allow the negatives to outweigh the positives. Yeah, that would be my answer to that question.
Interesting points. Charlotte, would you like to add anything to Amelia and Emily's point for future?
No, I think it's a really complicated question, and I'm not. It's an interesting. It's got my research brain going. Is it possible to have no biases? I'm not sure that it is. I think there's always going to be a bit of a trade-off there, and I don't know what the answer is, but I think we can definitely improve from where we're at.
Thank you. So I guess women have made significant improvements in STEM leaderships, and we are witness of that. So I would like to ask, what qualities and skills do the women leaders bring to the table? We are talking about inclusive decision. That is the way we invite all men and women to work together to make the inclusive decision. So how can aspiring our students to develop these kind of attributes or skills during their study for their future career? So what quality and skills would you suggest for them to consider during their study? Or any opportunity from Rovongi, you want to unpack some of the opportunity in your STEM sisters for students?
Okay, yeah, I'll first get with the question like broader, because I think there are men, women both also. I don't want it to be too much biased on only about women, because we are solving a problem, but that's different. But coming into that point, I think one thing, if I come a little bit, for all of us, like, it looks scary, the future, but also there is so much possibility. I like to see that, like, every opportunity, if there is a half, if it's a half full cup, I like to see it as half full rather than half empty. So I really see this AI and new technology is here to stay. It's not a question of going back, but how do we really leverage? Because that, in a way, it's wonderful, because the routine tasks, barriers of languages, barriers of people, like all of that is kind of going away. Right, in a lot of the tools, like looking at ChatGPT and all of that, the heavy amount of tools coming on board, there are like a lot of our impersonal kind of challenges. Like, it's not going to be a rat race where, like, all of us are kind of going to run. It's more about the uniquenesses that we have, which we have been challenged. Like, those uniquenesses are the ones that has been really challenging for most of us, right? Because our uniquenesses, things look like sometimes failures, but now the uniquenesses are the ones that really going to give us to the attention, like get us attention, right? So focus on them, whatever it is, your cultural heritage can be, or your perspective as a woman, or, we are all like, even we call as, women and men, we are in a spectrum of binary, quite, there are, so whatever your like key individual features are the strength of yours. As a combination, there is a particular potential that you can bring into your, to the world. So focus on it rather than what is not necessary. Don't compare yourself to anyone else. But during this, it's a journey, wherever you wanted to go, whether it's a leadership, whether it's a career, whether it's a qualification. I'm sorry, Amma. It's a journey. So sorry, my mother's phone. So in a journey, when you kind of go ahead, you need to enjoy the pathway, not just the destination. Because if you go like that, it's going to be very challenging, because you're not fulfilled every time you question, oh, I'm not gone there. And another thing, don't compare yourself to anyone else. You're very unique. Your skill set is unique. We all can get to the destination, whether it's X amount of time, Y amount of time, it's quite different for everyone. Like, so if you put on, like, if you really really consider what you're passionate on and get your skills, whatever you have at the moment, and have a trajectory towards where you wanted to go, and then work towards that on an everyday. Compete within yourself, not with anyone else. Try to be better than yesterday or last year or last week. Put your, and do that. I'm sure you all will kind of get to that destination. So it's just a resilience to have. There'll be so many times that you will knock back. So it's just about, like we all, all of these women who are talking today, I'm sure it's not been an easy path. There have been a lot of hills and valleys and all of that in this journey, but it's just that we all have tried again and again. Whenever we failed, we have got up and gone. So I think that's the key message if you're looking for future skills. But in terms of, if you are identify as a woman of color in STEM, if you have someone who have culturally, linguistically diverse, then if you want a community to kind of belong, feel inspired, because there is a different layer of challenges whenever you become an intersectional group. So if that's the case, then you can find us at STEM Sisters. Yes.
Thank you so much. Now, I think it's time to come up with the last question, because before we take a photo and me wrapping the session, considering the time. So I've missed some of my questions, but please reach out to us. And if you want to ask any question from the guest speaker, including Dana, who shared her success, and we didn't have a time to have a Q&A, and also for our guest speaker, I'm here to support, answer any concern and question, especially for those opportunities that we offer to you to enroll. So I guess this is the last question. If you would like to advise, think about you coming to this journey with all of the barriers, challenges, with all of your skills and qualities, which brings you to this position. How would you advise our students aiming to pursue a successful career in STEM? So, Emily?
Thanks. Yes. So I think my first thing I would advise is to look up this philosophy that I've learned about recently, called Ikigai. It's a Japanese philosophy all about finding your purpose and what really drives you and motivates you. And I think for me, that's the biggest piece of advice I would give, is to go down the journey of trying to find what your purpose and what your passion really is. There's going to be a lot of different paths you can take in life, and I think it's great to try different things and try different roles within technology, because there's so many out there. So try not to just pick one thing and think that's what you're going to do for the rest of your life. If you love doing that, great. But like me, I jumped through quite a few different roles and quite a few different careers, and now I've gotten to a place where I'm really feeling like I've got my purpose and finding a value add out of what I do. So that would be my biggest piece of advice. I'll put it in the chat so you can look it up, but just give it a go and be open-minded.
Thank you, Emily. That was fantastic. So, Charlotte?
I would say do what is interesting to you. No one is happy working 40 hours a week at a job they hate, no matter how much money it pays. Do the thing even though it's scary. and just have a go. You never know what will happen.
Thank you, Charlotte. Great advice. Amelia?
I reckon the two best pieces of advice I've ever been given, the first is say yes to literally everything, because I can't come up with something that I've regretted. And the second is pick up the phone. That, like, if you want to talk to someone that you're inspired by, or you just want to know what they do, or you just want to have a chat, or you want to meet up for coffee, pick up the phone, because more often than not, people will be really happy to have a chat to you, and you never know where that will take you.
Thank you, Amelia. Can I just send them a message in their LinkedIn?
Yeah, love a LinkedIn message.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Thanks for your advice. And Rubungi?
think I shared kind of all, but just as I said, like, like everyone agreed, like, say yes to things, find something that you are passionate about, because I think that's where it will take you to the destination. Yes.
Thank you, all the lovely guest speakers. And I would like to consider, so this is the National Science Week. There are a lot of activities, fun activities. Science is about everything. This is what we care, and this is about all of the excitation. So it's not about let's inspire the community with the great outcomes that you achieve, with all the challenges that you if we are able to be part of that kind of solution. So I guess you are the reason that you can inspire, and you can help and support the community and have a value and impact from whatever you can do to again inform and stay connected together to make this strong a community. And it's about women and men together. So I guess what I would like to suggest, this National Science Week, if one of Aisha or some of our guest speaker can add the link. So there are a lot of activities during this week, and if you're passionate about the STEM infographic, this is the first workshop. We are going to have the second and a third workshop. You just need to create 4 minutes inspiring video of a visualization solution to a challenge and submit it to myself. And if you have any question for our guest speakers from Dana and panel discussion, please share with me. This is about you, and we are very interested to support you. Now I would like to ask everyone to turn, not everyone, because we have 3 pages, 4 pages. So if we can have those who are interested to be part of this screenshot with the face of your smile, that is very important of this moment. Please turn on your video and have a smile. I'm going to count down from 3 to 1, and I'm going to take a screenshot. And that would be the memory of today, Monday, 14th of August, 2023, where we all come together to talk about our role as a leaders for future with the sustainable impact. So I'm still talking because I'm waiting for more to join with this video. If we can, please. So I'm going to count down 3, 2.5, 2. Please come with your smile. Give us that smile. We are here for you, and we want that smile as our gift. So 1.5, 1, 0.5. And that is the screenshot that I've taken now with your smile. All right, so I'm going to add here, and if I confirm, then that means this is the end of this session. And I just want to highlight, we have a study tour with the sustainable value and impact in Malaysia. If you're interested, please send an email to myself, and I'm going to guide you for this study tour to Malaysia as an elective unit during December. That's going to be between 3rd of December to 16th. And with that, and I would like to appreciate your valuable time, our guest speakers, and Dana is not here, so really appreciate your time. So it was fantastic to have you in this panel discussion, and looking forward to meet you in the following workshops. Thank you so much.
Thanks all.
Thank you,
Bye.
Emily, Amelia, Charlotte, Robungi, and Aisha. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Bita.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your evening.